To trade or not, possibly the biggest decision that 3,500 delegates from nearly 190 countries will deliberate during the 17th Conference of the Parties of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, in Johannesburg tomorrow. The conference has on its agenda 62 proposals to either completely ban, allow, conditionally allow, or seek cooperation from member states in a trade of sustainable species. The most divisive proposal will be whether to allow a permanent ban on trade in elephant ivory and rhino horns, or to allow commercial exports to a select few African countries. Kimani compiled this report.
Stakes are high.
We are losing elephants, 30,000 elephants annually.
You know how many rhinos are there in the world? In the wild, about 25,000. The western black rhino, longipes species, went extinct. It was declared extinct in 2011. Chances of extinction are still very high.
The battle lines are drawn. Botswana has broken ranks with her Southern African neighbors, Namibia, South Africa and Zimbabwe, and has now joined 29 African countries, also known as the African Elephant Coalition, who are advocating for a permanent ban on international trade in ivory at the summit.
Any sale in ivory at the moment, we are opposed to. Whether domestic, in fact, our position is that we are asking all countries to close their ivory markets, whether it is domestic, whether it is international. When you start losing populations over 60%, you start having local extinctions. It is time for the continent to think.
In 1989, all African elephants were listed in CITES Appendix 1. That means all international ivory trade was banned. That protection was weakened between 1997 and 2000. Elephants in Botswana, Namibia, Zimbabwe and South Africa were listed as Appendix 2, meaning they were less endangered. There were two sales to Japan and China in 1999 and 2008. Conservationists say that there is a link between those two sales to the recent escalation in poaching.
Until there are mechanisms, proven mechanisms, that can differentiate the legal ivory from an illegal ivory, because we don't know that yet. What we know is that the last time we opened the trade, it has had very, very serious impact on other countries.
The argument by Namibia, South Africa and Zimbabwe in their proposal for unqualified trade in ivory is that their numbers are stable and not under threat from poachers. Swaziland, on the other hand, will be seeking permission to sell its rhino horn stockpile of 330 kilograms and thereafter at least 20 kilograms per year.
Rhinos are killed for their horn. The price has gone up so much. There are so many people who are willing to pay to get a piece of rhino or even, dust from rhino horn that we cannot sustain. There are not enough rhinos to sustain any trade.
A recent census indicates that more than 144,000 elephants were killed by poachers in less than 10 years.
We would like to see our sector as part of business, as part of development, as part of international trade. Our argument is that it has to be sustainable, it has to be bankable. And the idea we are proposing is that right now, based on the stock we have of elephants on the continent, it's not a bankable proposal.
The US and China, the world's largest consumers of ivory, have agreed to enact near total closures of their domestic markets. Conservationists are in agreement with a proposal by South Africa to move the Cape Mountain zebra from Appendix 1 to 2 to allow the country to set a hunting quota for the species. They are also in agreement that all African lions as well as pangolins are classified as highly endangered, meaning any trade on the two species will be completely banned. Kimani, SABC News, Kenya.